Each morning, Clara has a dry top, which is the opposite of hooch, and it's really warm in my kitchen because of the fact that it's like single digits outside, so I'm hoping that it's fine. I'm really struggling with some self-doubt right now. Remember how I talked about scars and how they can get irritated? Well, yesterday I had a perfect example of how that can happen and how I handled it differently than I did before. I have been disabled since August of 2021, but the final determination wasn't made until January of 2024. Since I'm under 50, I am flagged to be reviewed every 2 years. It has been looming for 2 years now, not because I'm better, but because of the fear of the unknown. What does it look like? What do I have to do for it? That kind of thing. I went through the papers and you have the option of doing it online, which is great, so I figured that's easier. It still took me about 2 hours, but I added in all the things that I have done in the last year and all the reasons why they worked or they didn't work, why I'm currently doing some of them and not others because Ron's out of work with his knee. After submitting it, I sort of spiraled. Did I communicate effectively what my life looks like? Why didn't I sit on it longer? I just started second-guessing myself. Then it sort of spilled over into other areas of my life that I have no control over right now, and I got really upset about Aiden. If I were to sit here and tell you that I was 100% unconcerned with his lung, would I be lying? Yes, obviously. We are talking about a rare aggressive cancer. Of course I'm concerned. It would be completely naive not to be. But instead of pushing it away as in a future me problem, because really that's just transferring unhealthy behaviors, shoving it off and stuffing it down are very similar motions. I allowed myself to sit with it. Aiden just got back to work, and the thought of him having to stop again is a real gut punch. He has handled all of this really well, and I'm worried that we're going to find his breaking point. If I'm really being honest, as his mom who struggles with daily pain, I'm also terrified of the fight that my body goes through, and I'm scared of the strength that it requires. So I am scared that he may have to start fighting right at a time when my disability review is up. And I'm scared that I could possibly have to start fighting for both of us again. And I don't know if I can. Obviously, if it comes to it, we will. We have before, and we've come out on top. Moments like these are my trust the process moments. Scars get irritated. Running from the irritation just to prove that I'm past it is silly. Healing isn't linear. Remembering that is really what is important. Honoring that is growth. I could have been all defeatist yesterday when I had started to second-guess myself, but I didn't. I didn't beat myself up for trusting that I have nothing to prove to them, that my records and my conditions speak for themselves. I didn't tell myself that I'm a fraud for telling you that healing is possible, only to be scared my son may have a recurrence of cancer. Depending on the data, it's between 9 and 35% survival rate for recurrences. That's my baby. It would be not normal if it didn't scare me. But what I won't do is let it take me over. Last year, when he and I sat in that office and saw a familiar image on that screen, it did something to me. After being told to wait and see so many times, that once I saw that image, I was convinced that one more wait and see could kill him. I was all over that surgeon. I ran from confrontation like the plague, but not when it came to him. It took over my life. Micromanage is really not hyperbole. And what made me the most angry is that I was right. It wasn't cancer, but his infection showed back up a few months after his surgery, and it wasn't caught. I should not be the one catching it. And that is how I came back to center. I acknowledged why I was feeling the way I was, processed how it was making me feel, and then reminded myself that all the stress and anxiety is probably what's making my body flare so bad.